So, should we go ahead and begin questioning this robot for the location of its prototype? Since isn't that what you said we're looking for as the final target? I assume we have everything now. I already questioned him. Did you get the information you needed? I had to hook the system of absolution to his brain. So, let's just say I did, just not willingly. Oh, wait. How are you able to control it like that? All I needed was 2 wires. I could connect the system of absolution to this and Metal Sonic's brain. Well, not brain, but processor. Basically his brain. And then I was able to hook it to this and see his recordings. Or in other words, also seeing all the documents of his memories and mind. So why do we still have him here? And why aren't we going yet? To put it simple, I'm expecting an attack. I know they want him back, so I'm going to act like I never questioned him. And I also put it in his mind. He doesn't remember anything about what I've done to him. So, I want them to think that I don't know. Why don't we just go ahead and attack then? You know, either attack them or, well, find the last thing we need. There's a couple things I need to do before I actually go to the last piece, even though I have its location now. Or at least its approximate location. Anyways, I guess all I need to do now is wait. Wait, why would you be letting them attack you? Or, I guess technically us. You can leave anytime you want. I'm not forcing you to be here. You could go out of the attack if you feel it's necessary. If you want to help in the attack, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I want them to deplete their energy. I want them to think that they won. Think they got him back. So, where have you even been keeping all the pieces? I trust you enough to let you assist me in my plan, but I do not trust you enough to tell you where the pieces are located. Oh. But I have a fake location on this, which is why I'm leaving it. How many of those do you have? Hundreds. For the most part, they all have the same information. Recently, I have a suspicion that one of them might have got one while we were both on that planet getting that chip. Oh. Meaning, yes, they do know that Metal Sonic's our last target. Metal Sonic's prototype's our last target. The last thing we need to go and get. What are you even planning to do with the system of absolution? Like, what is your plan? What's the point of gathering all of this? You'll see in my speech. That's when I'll reveal stuff like that. When it's too late to stop it. Oh. Okay. So are you going to stay or are you going to leave when they attack? I'll probably just stay, honestly. I don't see no reason in not doing so, especially since they probably already know that I'm working with you, if you ever wrote it down on that. I wrote down the details of our deal on that. So yeah, if they do have one of those, they probably already know that I'm helping you in this. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, about time. I've only been waiting hours. My apologies. So what even happened? Did Zinc attack again? She has Metal Sonic. And I hope we're not going to be too late, but I very much doubt that she does not have that information of where his prototype is already. That's the last thing that she needs for her... That's the last thing she needs for her plan. If she gets that... Do you even know what her plan is? I know she plans on gathering as many pieces of the System of Absolution as is known, and she plans to do something to Ruby to try to defuse the Angel of Time with her. Huh. Wonder what the System of Absolution has to do with that. I almost forgot. Don't you fear me for some reason? No? You said that I look similar to somebody. You know what? That's off the point. Just go heal them. Okay. There. Should be done. They should be up about now. What happened? Better question. How long were we out? Crap. Going off of what Infinite said, hours. Hours? Yeah. Why didn't you do anything, Infinite? Did you forget what happened last time I tried to heal someone, Ruby? You happened. And I don't really want to repeat those events again. Wait a minute. Were we attacked by Zinc? Yep. She has Metal Sonic. What? She has Metal Sonic? Yep. Infinite. You're telling me. You, who I know is at least strong enough to hold up a fight against Copper and Ethar, because I've seen you do it before, couldn't stop Zinc. Or were you out as well? I was awake throughout the whole thing. I chased her for about 30 minutes, lost her, and then came back. You're telling me somebody who's quite literally known for working for the hierarchy to capture people in a dimension where they cannot die and where they cannot get hurt or age. Basically, everyone's immortal when they're in your dimension. Couldn't get somebody like Zinc. Yeah, well, the main difference is Zinc knows me. Me and Zinc have quite a long history. Hence, meaning she knows the main tricks that I use to capture people. Meaning I can't just do it the same way that I normally do it with everyone else. So, of course, yes, actually, because the main thing with me, well, to put it the simplest, you have illusions you can see from. You couldn't have just sent one of them to find her, or hundreds or billions of them across the entire planet to find her. You've took entire planets in your dimension before. That is correct. I don't get how you would have failed. Well, put it at the simplest. I cannot use the full extent of my abilities. Why not? Because clearly you did if you had how much stuff you said you had, how many villains and stuff you had in your dimension when I came to be. Also, I must ask, how do I look like this? How do I look like this? All those people fusing would look like an abomination, deformed. You were an abomination. I had to essentially configure you into the being you are now. I tried to erase your mind to the best of my ability, but it's still corrupted by, well, the amount of people and things. Since it wasn't just people and souls that fused into you, everything in my dimension did as well. Including parts of basically me, which I kept in there for safekeeping, which are now gone. You know what? Whatever. I'll take a look at this. We'll see where Zinc is. We'll go right now, and we'll just have to pray that she didn't get that information out of Metal Sonic already. By the looks of it, where she writes stuff down, she's saying that Metal Sonic's not been being very cooperative, and that this might take longer than she thinks. Oh yeah, you know that Mythalar that fought Ethar a little bit ago? Yeah. Apparently he's working with her. Oh! You guys didn't know? I forgot to tell you guys that. That's my apologies. Yeah, You forgot to tell us that Zinc had an ally. He's not helping in the attacks as much as he's more of just helping due to... I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. He's part of the hierarchy, though. He's one of the angels. I see him all the time. Oh, as if you're ever actually in the God realm. You're always here. True. But every time I'm in the God realm, I do see him. He works with the angels. I don't know much about him yet, though. I'll have to look into it. We don't have time for that. If Zinc hasn't found that information yet, going off of what this is saying, then we need to go now. No plan, no nothing. We're just gonna wing it. What other choice do we have? It's only going to take so long until she just completely dismantles Metal Sonic to find the information. Fair enough. Oh yeah. Hey, Sarl. Huh? Here. What's that? It's a fake piece that I made. It's a replica of the first piece that I found. I want you to hold on to it so when they take it from you, they'll believe that it'll take me even longer because I need them to not be after me when I'm trying to do my final speech. Huh. Alright. So, how much longer is this going to take? I can't control that. I just have to wait until they get here. They're going to get that piece and get Metal Sonic, think I haven't found out the information, and think that they've just cut one of the pieces off that I had. And so, they're going to believe that they're winning. What makes you think that they wouldn't keep pursuing? Simple. They're going to raid this entire house of mine. While they're doing that, I'm going to go build together the pieces that I found recently of the System of Absolution into the main components that I found recently. Well, a little long ago now, but you get what I mean. Huh. So, you said this is your final attempt. How come? Because I'm not letting it fail. Under any circumstance. Not to mention that I've attempted this probably thousands of times now. But this one is the one I have full faith in succeeding. Huh. So what pushed you to do your last plan? To put it simple, a very, very similar situation happened to something that happened a long time ago. Like what? You know my son, Silver? Yeah. He almost died the same way that my daughter did. Wait, you had a daughter at one point? Yeah. It was her death that pushed me into making certain things. Huh. Do we attack now? Yes, we attack now. So you really have the nerve to help a known villain. So much an angel you are. Oh no. You're not going to get that piece, little Mythlor. Wait, I can explain myself. I don't need an explanation. But I know my limitations. Huh. Same type of cages the hierarchy uses. Didn't really hold it down very well, though, did she? Thorl, do you still have the piece? No! What? It got took. Oh. What was that again, Zinc? Did you really think that we would just simply let you do this plan? No! That's impossible! What? That you're failing? No. Crap! Now they run, thinking they got everything they need. Wait, did they take that weird little laptop thing? Yup. Some point during that attack they did. I didn't even notice. So they're falling right into it, huh? Yes, they are. But just know this, Tharl. Out of any of these points, you could have backed out from this. But not any longer. You have information that if they found out, I'd have to kill them. And I'd have to make that my top priority. They're too much of a waste of my time right now for me to even bother. But with the information you know, there's no getting out of this now. Didn't plan on it. Good. That was a very quick attack. That it was. And we got this. So we could go ahead and destroy it. Wait. As long as that piece is intact, she will be after it. We could use it as a ploy to lead her to her own demise. Infinite. Put this in your dimension for now. I guess. So, what now? Especially since that attack was mostly to get Metal Sonic in that piece. And, well, we weren't even there to get that piece. We were just lucky. Abnormally lucky. Now we put all the pieces together and see what information they hold. But for this, you keep an eye on the outside, just in case they figure out our little trick. Understandable. There, now that I've connected all the new pieces to this, I should be able to take a look and see any sort of things my mother would have known on these bits. 20 minutes later of looking through information that's on that. No, that's what my mother really became. That's what the system of absolution really became after time. It was just like the theory. Just like the earthly theory of Froco's basilisk. He knew. He knew of the theory. He killed her because of it, didn't he? Ethar knew. Why? Why does Why does nothing of my predictions go right? Oh, Mother. In that case, you would be correct. Silver! I guess that would be a very close comparison. Anyways, I think you know why I'm here. No, I don't! I'm not here to get your little pieces. But, yes, you are. I know that'd be the only reason you'd be here. You already got the information off the pieces that we were trying to keep you from seeing. Why would we? Then why are you here? Your plan's not going to work. You don't have enough? Says the one that listens to copper and ether. So why are you here, really? Because I doubt you're just here to throw shame on my plan. I'm going to put this as simply as I can. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what I'm talking about? Don't know what I'm talking about! That whole plan, what you plan to have happen to yourself, the things you're willing to do, that's what you don't understand. There's something bigger than the grand. You will never understand the true scope of what my plan is. Oh, but I already do. You're lying to yourself. I came here alone, Mother. And there's something I wanted to tell you myself. You are wrong. All of the hierarchy can say that much. And I know that because I asked them. I asked them certain aspects of your plan, and you want to know what answers I got? It's impossible. They don't know what they're talking about either! Now get out of my sight! I don't think I'm going to do that. Yes, you will! You dare simply come to my home again after the things you've done? Questioning my plan? The very thing you're trying to go against? Listening to those traitors, those fools. You don't understand. You never will. Just what do you think you're even doing? You don't even know what your plan is. Get out of my sight! I will not lose. He will fix this. The Angel of Time can fix all of this. I heard some stuff and I felt the need to come check. Huh. Should I just go? Shit, she's crying. What do I do? What would have caused this even? Mind if I take a look at that? Go. Okay. Never thought I'd see someone that feared weep and cry. Must have been something, I don't know, horrifying, degrading, any other fancy words for anything similar to that. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep watching and wait for her to return. I don't have time to deal with that. I have to hurry. The longer this all goes on, the worse it gets. He can fix this. I know he can. But can he alone? I don't know. I don't know. What if it does fail? What if all of this does fail? Then what? What if this builds nothing? No. No! It will not! I know it will not fail. But I need something. I need to do something more before the final speech. I need to just go ahead and finish its creation. The being I'm making. The only attempt at life I've ever done. I've seen the Angel of Time do it countless times. This is my first and most likely ever going to be my only attempt. Wait a minute. The pieces. What if I use them? That chip. And that. I'll use these for its creation. Both of these pieces. I'll put into it a backup. And something to be more when I'm no longer here. I need it to at the least have similar attributes to some others. I want it to at least have a similar size to Amalthea, which I think I did that pretty well. What else? Right. Intelligence. I want it to be smart, but not too smart. Somewhere around my intelligence. I can use the chip for that. There. Now I should be able to insert this, and this is what'll make it alive. I'll save that for last, though. Now, this piece will basically be its brain. The thing that powers its life. The thing that keeps it alive. What else? I could try to use Thorol. Try to get some of his DNA, since I know his kind is pretty powerful. Age, right. I need to make sure that this, well, no, it's being powered by mechanics and, well, it's being powered by the system of absolution. Technology that I'm altering to be a part of it. So it shouldn't age the same way. Just in case, though. Thorol. Mind if I use a drop of your blood? What for? Sure, I guess. Good. Ah! That was a lot more than a drop. There. Now the last two pieces. The thing that'll make it alive. This. About 30 minutes later. 34 if you want to be exact. Now finally, the chip. 18 more minutes later. That was the easy one. Okay. As soon as I activate it, it should come to life. Hypothetically. Let me make sure I'm remembering this right. Okay. Similar intelligence to me. Similar kind to Amalthea. Brute strength. Depends. And some Mythalar DNA to prevent, for the most part, prevent aging. Well, I should just be able to press this button here. And this should work. Did I do something wrong? What the? How is it floating? Can you hear me? What the? It should surge the power and keep him alive. Start pumping his blood and organs and whatnot. Okay, this time the machine's off. Now he's actually getting up by himself. Wait a minute. Did I forget language? Okay, no. The system of absolution should set it to the same language that my mother spoke. And I know one of them was at least this language. Hopefully she didn't have another language. Can you see me or hear me? What if I... Oh. I turned the power on and he fell over. Is he still breathing? Yeah, blood's still circulating, meaning this should be working. I think it's the system of absolution. Maybe I shouldn't have put any of that in him. But that's the thing keeping him alive. I don't know how to make a brain, but I do know mechanics very well. Can you hear me? Maybe this didn't work. I don't know. Maybe it just needs time. I'll check on it after my speech. Zinc. I'm back. What could you have possibly needed that much of my DNA for? You'll find that out in my speech. I guess. So when is this? Well, let me think. I have the location of the last thing that I need. I've done... Yeah, I have all the pieces I need. Well, this should be it. Last thing should be my speech. Unless I get interrupted again. Wait a minute. What had you crying earlier? I'd rather not speak about it. Well, you act like after this speech it's going to be the last time that I'll see you, and I doubt you'll answer it then. So, what was it? I found something out. Something out about my mother's death. Part of why Ethar killed her. How come? I've told you about the earthly theory, Roko's basilisk. Yeah. Something quite similar to that happened with the system of absolution. My mother was too keen on perfecting everything, fixing everything. So much so that she didn't take all that much into regards. I don't know how to explain this very well. You could just show me. No. Okay. Just, So you're saying it was similar to Roko's basilisk. That theory. Kind of. There was differences. That's just the closest comparison that I can think of. Okay. What's the differences? Well, I don't know for sure if she was actually like that. I just know that's part of why Ethar killed her. Not the full reason, but I know it's part of why he killed her. Believing that she would either become like that or is already like that. It wasn't too descriptive. So, why... Now I think of it, with all this, before you do that, if after your whole speech thing it is the last time that I see you, which seems to be very heavily implied, why don't we deal with this whole Ethar thing first? Copper, Ethar, and your son. You know, your family. Or energy as well. Energy is too powerful. I don't stand much of a chance against him. Isn't he also trying to stop you? He is. Difference is that he's the main one that I've been avoiding. And what about the others? Ethar has a Milthea on him, and knowing a Milthea, Ethar most likely won't be alive much longer. Ooh. And if Ethar even slightly rats out Copper'd be out of the way too. And about your son. Hopefully he'll come into realization of his actions after Copper and Ethar are gone. But in my attempts to fix Silver, I did create something so that after my plan is done, it can have the sole purpose of that. And obviously a couple other purposes, but that's going to be its main one. So, all that's left is your speech? Yes. And after my speech, our deal will technically be done. Unless there's any other information that you think I'd know that I forget to tell you about. Hold on. Do you know anything more about the Centiline star formation? I know one thing. No one has legal access to it. The hierarchy can't touch it. The mortals can't touch it. And any other beings out there that I know of can't touch it. There's only one being that's known that has actual access to it. And I don't know what or who it is, but it's a being that they just call the king. It sounds... Sounds like the type of... You sure it's not a higher up in the hierarchy? It's definitely not a god. Or a mortal? It's not either one. It's something else. Huh. Is it godly? I don't know enough about it to tell you this, to answer any of those type of questions. But now time to do the last thing. You will watch. Go to the God realm. And now I will go there as well for my speech. Copper! Yes? I did what you asked. So you went to the provided location? Yes, there was pieces of the system of absolution, but I see no signs of attempted life. Good. But I did see she had those pieces of the system hooked up to some type of laptop thing. Meaning if she can look at the pieces of information that those chunks hold, she might end up being able to find out things about Ethar, which could raise concern. That is true. I doubt she's going to be going after Ethar with Amalthea already after him, though. Yeah, I see what you mean. So, Silver. Tell me this. Hypothetically, if she had those pieces of information, you really think that if she is trying to create life, like I suspect, she wouldn't put that information in its brain when making it? I see no signs of life. Then you didn't look far enough, because last time I was there was clear signs of attempted life. The whole place was littered with it, littered with evidence. Research about the cosmos, research about that mythalar and its kind. Theories about the interstellar. Not only just that type of stuff. Blueprints. Blueprints to certain pieces of the system of absolution she was planning on altering into a makeshift robotic brain. Meaning this is one of two things. She's trying to create a being using the system of absolution, or she's trying to recreate the system of absolution. Either one could completely destroy us. Ooh. So no. Come here. Yes? My bad. Yes, Copper? You're gonna do what I say right now. You're going back, and you're looking harder, because there's no way that there's nothing there. Yes. And you're gonna take a camera. You're gonna film it. You're gonna show me. Yes, Copper. Let's hope what I'm saying is false.